Tennis may be the furthest thing from a contact sport. Players not only stand yards apart, but are divided by a net. But then, seconds after the match ends, a moment of contact and a moment of intimacy. For centuries, tennis players headed to the net for the post-match handshake. Male, female, recreational, pro, juniors, seniors, after blowouts and after nail bitings. Ah, the handshake, that centuries-old token of respect and honor. It was Ben Franklin who said, "The handshake of the host affects the taste of the roast." In tennis, sure, some shakes don't last quite that long. They're more like palm brushes. And especially on the men's side, the handshake has given way to the shake followed by that weird tummy tap. What's that all about? But now it's all a moot point. Still another unthinkable offshoot of the COVID crisis, the death, or at least the suspension, of the post-match handshake. Whenever it is that tennis will be back in full, in the spirit of social distancing, players won't be shaking hands with opponents, or with the chair umpire. And if this won't affect the match itself, it does seem like a loss. The shake is, or was, deeply symbolic. A way to let opponents know you respect them, you found them worthy and honorable, you enjoyed the competition. Forgive the pun, but seeing opponents shake hands after hours of battle, it was, well, touching. How will this spirit of sportsmanship live on? Well, will the players nod and make eye contact? Will they pantomime a handshake? Will they Zoom conference from their chairs after the match? And can doubles survive without teammates slapping palms after every point? Whatever, let's come up with an alternative to the handshake. Let's keep this act of sportsmanship alive. Let's make sure it persists. Let's promise to do that, okay? Even if we can't shake on that, maybe a racket tap will do.
And as John and Jimmy rejoin us, it is a bit sad that the tennis handshake may be a thing of the past. But Jimmy, to John's point in the piece about doubles, what about these sort of ubiquitous, before every point, let's have a huddle and whisper in each other's ears? Jimmy, what happens with those?
I mean, yeah, I don't know, because it's not like you can talk from 6 feet away and not let your opponents hear what you're saying. So in doubles, I don't know how they're. It's all signals, I suppose, in doubles. And I just want to say about the handshake, because I hate that it's possible that it's going to be gone forever. I mean, Dr. Fauci said he doesn't think we should ever shake hands again. And the reason I hate it so much is a lesson that I learned when I was 9 years old that I never forgot. And that was, I was playing a 12 and under match in New York State, and I lost to a kid in the semifinals. And it took me about 15 minutes to get to the net to shake his hand, because I was throwing my racket, throwing the ball, rolling around in despair. And when I came off the court, my father said, "I never want to see that again. When you lose to someone, you walk up to him, you look him right in the eye, and you say, 'Congratulations, well played.'" I remember that for the rest of my life. And the other thing I sort of remember about a handshake is one match. I played Yannick Noah in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open night match. It was the most intense match I'd ever played in. I won 7-5 in the fifth. In the end, it was also my favorite match. And, you know, we went up to shake hands, and he pulled me close and gave me a hug. And it was just one of those things of, as the piece sort of said, respect for the battle that we just had. And I hate that, you know, all of a sudden we're going to tap rackets. I think it shows character a lot of times. When you see somebody that can't shake hands, after they lose, they give the dead fish handshake. That's, to me, an immediate sign of, oh, yeah, okay, I get it. I see you. But I'm not sure how we're going to show that with a racket tap.
Let's shake on that one, Jimmy. I agree. I hope you shook your dad's hand. No, I thought, first of all, I think Swanee, Dan Zornelli, I think they did a great job putting that piece together. But think about this. You're out there, you're battling. I mean, it's this intense one-on-one sport. And then the very first person you make contact with once it ends is the same person you've been trying to beat for the last 3 hours. I mean, I think it's such a great gesture, and I think we need some sort of substitute. I think you're right, Jimmy. I mean, what's the worst thing you can do I mean, not shaking hands is akin to, like, you know, it's Scottie Pippen not going in the game. I mean, that is a huge faux pas, no matter how intense the competition. I love the fact that as soon as it ends, seconds of the match ending, seconds of this battle finally concluding, the first thing you do is make physical contact with the person you've been trying to beat. So I think we need to come up with alternative. The racket tap in this spirit of public health, I guess we'll live with that. But I think we shouldn't take lightly what a great gesture this is.
Maybe we can just glove up before the handshake and
Yeah,
salvage
exactly.
it in some way.